Welcome our dear viewers and esteemed followers of Sunrise TV, The Gambia, to another interesting program and a very educative interview in which we will host some heroes from the heroes of our homeland and education, youth and youngs who devoted their lives to the service of mathematics and its branches, which led them to the formation of a social and educational association known as Young Mathematics Association. We invited them today to our studio with the belief that that association plays a very vital and a very paramount role in eradication of what we call mathematics phobia. We welcome you, our guests, to this interesting program. I have on my left side Mr. Ibrahima Saho, and on the other side, Sister Aissatou Cham. I will give them the chance to greet to our audience. From there, the program continues. Welcome, Mr. Ibrahima Cham, to Sunrise TV.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim Sao, first of all, I will thank you for the guest show, for inviting the Young Mathematician Association here. Okay, I am Mr. Ibrahim Sao, the Secretary General of Young Mathematician Association.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim Saho, the Secretary General for that profound association, Young Mathematics Association. Welcome, Sister Aissatou Cham, to Sunrise TV.
Thank you so much for inviting us here today. My name is Aissatou Cham, and I am the Information and Communication Officer of Young Mathematicians Association.
Thank you, my honorable guest, Mr. Ibrahim Cham,
Sao.
Mr. Ibrahim Saho, and Sister Aissatou Cham. Well, as you know that maths is a very important and is a very paramount area to any development. As an association, you establish an association known as Young Mathematics Association. Today, we want to get into the core of that association, and we will begin by knowing the biographical information of that association in terms of date of establishment and the procedural engagements that were taken during the establishment of that association and the reason why this association was established by you. So we would like you to touch that area, Mr. Ibrahim Asaho.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Babu. Okay, the Young Mathematician Association was established by two Gambians, Mr. Ibrahim Bide and Babu Sise, who went through the educational hierarchy of the Gambian education system. Okay, during their time of education, they encountered constraints and challenges in their academic pursuit. But when they got to where they are today, they felt that they need to give back to the society. Like the constraint that they went through, the challenges that they went through, they wouldn't want their sisters and brothers to go through the same predicaments. And that was what led to the evolution, that was what led to the foundation of the association. Okay, it was Mr. Ibrahim Bide and Babukar Sise. Okay, they sit and discuss about it, that they want to create an association such that like they will demystify the ill notion that people have about mathematics. We believe as a nation that any nation that develops, you cannot develop without mathematics. And everything that revolves or oscillate around us thrives within mathematics. And that was what led to the inception of the association.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim Saho for that elusive information.
Okay, the other thing is the association was founded in 2015.
2015.
Yeah, but over the years when we started, the association was at some point it was dormant because most of our members were school going at the time, so we were not able to take on big activities. But as it stands, we tend to resurrect our stance to engage in more.
Thank you.
Platform.
Thank you, Mr. Saho. As we know that any association must have certain laid aims and objectives which always the association works to achieve. Now, in summary, what are the aims and the objective of this useful association?
Okay, as I put it earlier on, that the inception or the notion of the association was to eradicate the ill notion that Gambians, as I would put it, Gambians in particular, have about mathematics. And for that to be in place, we had aims and objectives that we wish to accomplish as an association. So among them is to inform the ordinary Gambian, or to inform every Gambian student that mathematics is a paramount aspect in our lives. They understand? And to help scholars to develop, dwell into mathematical research, to propose models, you understand, that will fit into the society, that will address the problems of the society. We also want to reach out to every regions of this country to provide them with good mathematics, to show them that like mathematics is not what they take it to be, but actually mathematics is way broader than that. So these were the aims and objectives of the association. Thanks to God rather, we have been working on it. We have accomplished some of it, and the others are still in the pipeline, and we hope to get onto them someday, inshallah.
For sure, you will get onto them someday, inshallah. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ibrahim Saho. Sister Aissatou Cham, as we know that the Young Mathematics Association, they could have formed another association, but what is so special about mathematics for them to leave all other areas and then form an association that is geared towards serving mathematics? What is the important, or what is the reason behind forming mathematical association instead of forming other kind or other type of association? We will like to know some important of mathematics, which led to the conceptualizing of this mathematic association.
Okay, thank you. The reason why we formed the Young Mathematicians Association instead of any other association is because of it's even one of the aims of the association, which is to eradicate the thought that mathematics is hard. Mathematics, it has a lot of importance because people think that.
Sorry, Mr. We just want to know what is so special about maths. Why did you form SAS, SAS Association, Young Science Association, Young this and that association? But instead of all those things, you left all those things and then focus on maths. What is so special about maths? Why maths?
Maths introduces critical thinking. It helps you think about problems and solve them in a way that is abstract, especially in computer science. For instance, computer science. I'm doing computer science right now, and a lot of computer science students think that maths is not really helpful in their journey. But if you look at things like discrete maths, it helps you understand it helps you solve complex algorithms. Because if you don't know any concept in maths, you wouldn't be able to think logically and be able to apply yourself in those type of things.
It seems like Mr. Ibrahim Saho, our sister Aissatou Cham, she was bringing the interrelationship between maths and other field She uses computer science as an example. She uses that to explain math. It is not an ordinary subject which is used to solve y or the values of x, but math can be used practically to, to understand other areas of life. What will you say about that, on that?
To substantiate what he has just put forward, like even in the computer or the mobile phone or the microphone that we are using to propel our voices, they understand it uses mathematical algorithms. Even the mobile phone that I use, the computer, because if you do a little bit of programming, you realize that every algorithm behind computer programming is mathematics. And mathematics is way more dynamic than that. It does not only refer to computer science, you understand, to the field of engineering, to, to medicine, to everything. Okay, I will give you this analogy. You see that every domain or every discipline make use of data. And you realize that those data, we use them to check in particular situations to address them. So you use mathematical parameters to address those data to establish their veracity as to if it well fitted for the phenomenon that it wants to discuss or it wishes to address. So you basically understand that mathematics is the machine gun behind everything. Yeah, it does not only stop at computer science, but it's much broader than that.
Then it seems like that mathematics is the engine of every aspect of our this life.
Exactly.
Now,
Because to add on to that, she mentioned abstract mathematics, which is the theoretical aspect of mathematics, which produces results that every other field invoked and used. Today, the engineer will use mathematics, but the formula or the theorem that the engineer used, it was something that was built by a mathematician. It was a theoretical idea that was proven and it fit that purpose. So today, every other field invoke or mimic results in mathematics to utilize it. So basically, mathematics is the science of the sciences, is the field of the fields, because every other field resonates around mathematics.
then that is supported by the saying, science is simple, but mathematics is the tool.
Exactly.
Now, Mr. Sao, with all this significant, with all this significance of maths, but nowadays we see that many students run from mathematics as they run from coronavirus. And with all this importance, what do you think? What led to mathematics phobia that we are experiencing nowadays? Because there's a phenomenon that math is difficult, math is critical, despite of all this importance that you just elaborated on right now. What do you think? Where is the problem? Is it that our our curriculum is the problem, or our teachers are the problem, or we the students are the problem? Why mathematics phobia? Why?
Okay, when you talk about the problems of mathematics, I will always say it from my own point of view that is a collective hazard, that different players contribute to the problem. Okay, I will take an example. The students also have part of the blame. They also bear part of the burden. You understand? Because if concepts have been introduced to you, you have to take time, you have to put in efforts to conceptualize it, to see the underlying idea that circumnavigate the whole idea of it. That's how we learn. So it means students have the passive interest or enthusiasm. They are not giving much time to the subject. On the other hand, there is something we call misinformation of the subject, because many people hate mathematics because the instructor or the teacher that led them through mathematics like was not doing it as it was supposed to. And this is where the concept of methodology comes in. What methodology does the teacher use in teaching the student to understand the thing? Okay, I will give you an anecdote. When I was in junior level, I never liked mathematics. Do you understand? But I have always had the inspiration of becoming a science student someday. Okay, there was this time, and I never liked maths, and I never had a good grade in mathematics. And that was when my brother, because I believe I am the first element of YMA, because the whole idea of YMA was put in me first. So I am a product of YMA.
Very good product for that
Do you
matter.
understand? So I will put it that like we learned the whole mathematics syllabus within 9 months. Do you understand? It was not that I was perfect. It was not that I was better than any other person, but it was the methodology that he put for me. And with time, I got inspired And with that inspiration, I was able to self-drive. I developed that self-drive to dwell more into mathematics. And eventually today, I am an aspirant mathematician. And my ultimate goal is to become a professor in
A
mathematics.
professor in mathematics, and then you will first surely you will become a professor in mathematics since you are nurtured by YMA under the leadership of our able boss, Mr. Bitey. But
Okay. Okay, part of
but
that problem, there are also other parts that I haven't addressed.
okay,
Okay, the society also has a part of it. Because if the society have the notion that mathematics is difficult, I as an element, I am an element of the society. I only reflect what the society does. Because I come from the society, I cannot be different from the society that I come from. So it should be a collective task that all these players have to come in to eradicate. And that is why the Young Mathematician Association was established to demystify the vague notion that we hold about mathematics. It is not as difficult as people put it, but rather it's a much simpler thing that with effort, enthusiasm, zeal, you can surely thrive in it.
I can be a physical witness to that because even me, when I go to English school, it was put to me that mathematics and then English will be my challenges when I go to school. But as time goes on, that phenomenon was not proven wrong because later I can say that the other aspect which was English was a problem to me, but finally mathematics became my favorite subject through the help of your able president, Mr. Bitey. Well, alhamdulillah. Now, Mr. Saho, I can see that YMA has put forward strategies to eradicate this notion. Now, if one of our listeners and one of our viewers want to join that association for him or to her to get rid of that notion, now what are the procedures and the transactions that need to be taken in order to have a membership to that foundation?
Okay, first of all, I will put in that the Young Mathematician Association is a non-charitable organization. That like is a free of charge to become a member. All that you need to do is to get a form, a membership form, then you fill through the lines, then automatically you become a member. And if you want to like accessibility, you can get onto Mr. Bitey through his dial. Can I put out the
Yes,
numbers?
yes. You
Yeah,
can
where
put
you
it.
could reach him on 7494298. You can equally reach Mr. Ture.
Ture.
He is our treasurer, and equally Miss Aisha as well. I believe she will also give her her dial, and equally I, the secretary. You can always reach out to us on the number that I have just given. That through that we'll put you through the process or the procedures as to the procedures to become a member.
Okay, Sister Aissatou Cham, as you know that any important venture must need some financial aspects, some amount of money. Now, since as our brother said, this foundation is a non-charitable foundation. Now, for that being the case, where is the source of funding for this association? How do the association get some amount of money to get or to conduct some of its programs?
Yeah, since the Young Mathematicians Association is a non-profit organization, it means that we get funding from donations from organizations and individuals contribute to the who want to contribute to the cause. That is where we get donations. So
Okay, I will interject there.
Okay.
Yeah, as you rightly put it, that like we are non-profit profit foundation. You understand? So most of the funds is we got most of our fund from monthly contribution of members. You understand? So fund has been a constraint to us. So that is why we've been yearning donations from companies, institutions who share our vision, who see the relevance of our cause, who believe to be part of our undertaking. Yeah. that's it. But as it stands, we thrive solely on membership contributions.
On membership contribution.
Contributions, yeah.
Good. Now, Mr. Saho, now I want to get into the achievements of YMA. I know that you and I are physical thing that show the achievement of YMA, because you are a product of YMA, and then I myself, I can say that I am a product of YMA, because maths never, I never seen maths as a difficult subject, and then and then that notion was put into me by our able Mr. Bitey. Now, what are some of the achievements that you can state that were done by YMA?
Okay. As I have put it earlier on, that like the association was incepted in 2015. Okay, at that stand, we were focusing mostly on the individual standing. As you said it yourself, equally mind, we help students around who face problems with mathematics. We organize free classes for them to prepare their maths exams, and some of them through those classes, they even excel in their worst exams, and most of them are in high institutions today. You understand? So those were one of the minor achievements that we made at the time. But at some point, as I put it, that like the association was dormant. But when we resurrect our stance, now we want to make it at a broader platform. We are not even aiming at like targeting Mr. Babu or Mr. Ibrahim, but we want to make it a nationwide thing wherein everyone will see his or herself in it. And that is why that is our those programs are now in our pipelines, that we want to create broader platforms, organize mathematical competitions, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Now, thank you, Mr. Saho. Sister Aisatu, what are some challenges that hinder the movement of this of YMA at the moment? What do you think are the challenges that are faced by YMA at the moment?
Some of the challenges, as he mentioned, he said that most of the donations are from members. So funding is one of the challenge. So one of the challenges we face is also getting this message to others, because some people have, like he said, they have the notion that mathematics is a very hard subject. So they give up on it before they even really give it a chance. So even when they hear that people are having free classes that you can come to whenever you want so that you can build up on it, some people feel like they still wouldn't have any use from it because of what they were what they because of what they thought. Yeah, because of what society makes them think.
What do you have to say on that, Mr. Saho?
Yeah, as Siradi put it, one of the constraints is funding, because we know that in every undertaking, finance is an instrumental aspect of it. Yeah, money runs everything. So the young mathematics association is facing financial constraints, because most of the things that we want to gear to require funding. So that is one thing. And as it also put it, like how the society perceive it, because we all have this notion math is difficult. We don't even want to, we hate it before even wanting to give it a chance. So they understand that is equally another constraint. And another thing, mobility, because our aim is to access every region of this country, to put to them the significance of mathematics. So we'll need mobility so that we can get to every nook and cranny of this nation to expatiate our ideas, our ideologies. So basically, these are the constraints that we face for now.
Thank you, Mr. Saho, and thank you, our viewers. Now, before we end of the program, Mr. Saho, I will want to know some activities that are normally undertaken by YMA. Do you normally conduct weekly classes, monthly classes, daily classes, or how do you conduct your activities?
Okay, and this will help me because there was a question that you asked earlier on. At some point, I caught on it. Okay, our medium of a dissemination of our programs. Okay, we organize school reach outs. We go to schools. We understand. We meet with the students. We explain to them about the significance of mathematics. We organize mathematics classes for them. I was a tutor. of that program, wherein multiple and equally Mr. Bide, multiple students will come and we offer free mathematics classes to them. So that has been done, and we continue, and we are still on it. Yeah, we organize free mathematics classes for members.
Free?
Yeah, it's a free mathematics. We don't ask anything. Once you are a member of the YMA, our classes are
Great,
free.
great, great, great.
So through those programs, most people went on to exams in their mathematics examinations, in their WAS examinations. And as I put it earlier on, some even went to many institutions. Today, people are doing postgraduate or graduate or undergraduate in mathematics. And we have even aspirant postgraduates
In mathematics.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks to
Mr.
those
Saho. The
classes.
time is against us now. We are left with only 1 minute now. Now, Sister Cham, what's your final remarks?
I would like to say
30 seconds.
I would like to tell the viewers that to I would like to tell the viewers that math is not actually hard, unlike what people tell you. You just need to put in some effort, and you need to believe in yourself. Plus, practice makes perfect. No one is perfect, but with math, the more you study, the easier it becomes.
Thank you, Sister Aisato Cham. Okay, your final remark, Mr. Saho.
Okay, as I will put it that like I will call on aspirant members, aspirant mathematicians, donors to come and support our cause, because the cause is for the forward of this forward to the progress of this nation, because we know that science is the architect behind every nation's development. So, and mathematics is a center pillar of science. So if you support mathematics, you support science. And if you support science, you support the development of a nation. So we call upon every potential donor, any company, to come and support our cause, because our aims and our ambition is the progress and better shape of this nation.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim Asaho, and thank you, Sister Aisatu Cham, and thank you to all of our viewers. This is YMA is calling everyone to come and join the YMA in order to be first class mathematicians and to be champions in mathematics. From now, I want to be a member. And then I am calling all other students also to come and become a member in this productive association. Thank you, my guests. Thank you, our viewers.